rich kids with nothing but loose ends. Super rich kids with nothing but fake friends.
Gossip Girl is back with a bang. The reboot, streaming now on HBO Max, is the platform's most watched original series to date. And one of the breakout stars is a Broadway vet. Here's Broadway.com correspondent Charlie Cooper.
Jason Gotay got his start in theater, and now he has a juicy role in HBO Max's Gossip Girl reboot. We met up where it all began, right here in the Theater District. Of course, want to discuss Gossip Girl.
Yes.
How huge, your first role on TV.
Yeah.
What does that feel like for you? Could you have ever imagined that you would be there?
Absolutely not. No. It's something that all theater actors kind of dream of. You know, we're like plugging away, grinding for that next theater job, and we're like, one day I would love to do a TV show. And actually, it was the last show I did at New York City Center that brought me Gossip Girl. When I did Evita in 2019, our showrunner and executive producer and writer Josh Safran saw the show. He was like, I think this guy would be a fit for this. And then a few months later, I was on a plane to LA to screen test, and that's how that happened. So it's kind of funny that theater brought me my first TV gig.
We're at the St. James, of course, your old stomping grounds. What does that feel like for you? Is this a nostalgic moment?
It is. Every time I pass by, I kind of have to like stop and take that breath, or I can just like take myself back to that place where I made my Broadway debut and Bring It On the musical. It was like August 1st, 2012.
Amazing.
So yeah, it's a surreal moment to think about that night and that time being less than a year out of school. It was a crazy time.
Yeah.
It was a crazy time. I barely was able to handle it, so it's funny to think back on that. It's wild.
Do you feel like your role in Bring It On prepared you at all for your role as Rafa right now in Gossip Girl?
No, they're so different. They couldn't be more different.
Rafa is very spicy. Talk to me about how you tap into that side of your character.
Oh man, he is very spicy, isn't he? A lot of the work is already done for me because Josh Safran and the writer's room has written an amazing script. So right from the beginning, you're seeing that he has these secrets, and you just got to show up and play with the other actors, and a lot of that mood and that vibe is set for you. And the role has actually taught me to like step into that confidence and the strength and the boldness that it takes to feel, you know, that sexuality and that spiciness, you know what I mean? So it took me a second to find it, but once you're there on set with all the people and your hair, makeup, wardrobe, everyone comes together to make you feel the absolute best that you can feel. You just gotta trust that, you know, that you got it, that it's there in you, and it's been really fun to tap into that.
Of course, I can't mention Rafa without mentioning Max.
Oh yes.
Where's that relationship going?
Obviously, I can't answer that question. Where is our relationship going? I mean, look, it's been so crazy, that relationship and my storyline, because a lot of people don't know this, but I was learning about where the relationship was going as we were doing it. I wasn't sent all the scripts in the beginning, so I was sent the script for episode 1, 2, you know, and then each episode as it was happening. So I thought things would go one way, and then episode 4, I'm reading a script before we're shooting, and I'm like, oh, that's where you're taking it. So I was kind of along for the ride, just as everybody else is, and so there's a lot of twists and turns to come, definitely, and I know it's a very controversial storyline and people have feelings about it, as they should. I'm glad it's stirring up that kind of conversation, and I think it really rides the line because it's a relationship you almost want to root for, but you know you shouldn't.
Yeah.
And it sheds light on how nuanced those conversations are. You know, it's not black and white. Two people can have chemistry, and there can be a spark. But then, of course, obviously, you never want someone in a position of authority to abuse or take advantage of that. So, as an actor, it's been a real challenge to step into that, but a really interesting one to kind of unpack.
Yeah, do you guys ever, as actors, get to sit down like afterwards and just kind of chat about those kinds of things?
Yeah, a little bit. On set, there's so much downtime, you know, because there's so much attention to detail. So as they're setting things up, we have hours to chill. And Thomas Doherty, the actor who plays Max, I think I got the closest to him during this process, and we've been able to talk about that. And it's hard because as actors, we can't judge our characters. We can't judge the decisions that they make. We have to walk on set and believe that we're, as the character, doing the best that we can do in every moment, you know what I mean? And so it's hard to separate it. Now on the other side, it's easier for me to look at it and really understand all of the angles. And yeah, it's great to sit down with the other actors and talk about that stuff.